All right, so last night I filmed a video talking about an email we got, and it was discussing the Special Forces now training to combat American Patriot freedom fighters, or domestic terrorists is also what they call them, with counter-guerrilla warfare tactics, i.e. counterinsurgency tactics. And we did a video on that, and I'm going to do a follow-up video on that as well. So with that being said, let's just jump right into it. Hello, my name is Arthur. I'm the CEO and founder of Tackleberry Solutions. We teach wartime tactics to citizens for civil and home defense. And today, we're going to do a follow-up video from the one last night. And I can tell you right now, early this morning, I did in fact get confirmation that that is real. They are actually training Special Forces, and it's not just the Green Berets, it's across the board, that they are training Special Forces now to combat basically us. People they deem as domestic terrorists. So considering the fact that people that are, complaining at school boards because they don't like the curriculum being shoved down their kids' throats are now being deemed as domestic terrorists by the FBI, that's kind of disturbing. Now, I am going to tell you right now that there is no one threat that we are going to have to face in this country. In fact, we're going to have to face multiple threats. I told you guys last night that was just scratching the surface, that honestly, that was the least of our damn concerns, and I meant that. That is actually the least of our damn concerns. When you understand and you study the Great Reset and you look at all the moving pieces going on and all that stuff, guys, it's going to be biblically epic, the amount of crap coming our way. So with that being said, the best thing you can do is become self-sustaining and kick yourself out of that system and develop a new system that will enable you to better not just protect your community against all threats, that a tyrannical government being one of them, but a foreign invading force, whatever it may be, because we're probably going to see that too here pretty soon. No matter what the threat, you need to be able to sustain and build your own self, and the way to do that is to kick yourself out of the system. And what I'm going to show you is 4 things that you need to focus on that will enable you to completely kick yourself out of the system. And I'm going to tell you right now, for starters, you need to understand that the United States of America died in November of 2019. It officially died. Now, I could go into why that is, but you probably figured that out on your own. And the point that I'm making is, if that's the case, and we're now no longer in the Republic of America, we are now in a banana republic, we are no longer in the country we were born into, that kind of changes your perspective on things and the way you look at stuff. But I'm also going to preset this with telling you that we have devised our systems here at Tackleberry Solutions. We have devised them for a reason, and you're getting ready to see why that is and how that comes into play. So without further ado, let's just get into this so you guys can stop listening to me rant. Number 1, you're going to want to build, you're only going to focus on logistics. And I don't mean just logistics for yourself and your family, because you've already covered the 4 essential things guaranteed. You've already covered food, fire, water, shelter, right? And fire is more than just more than just being able to cook. It's being able to heat, so on and so forth. Pump, maybe even it may have something to do with water, wells. You've probably already covered that for yourself. But if you thought about covering that for other people, i.e. the people you're going to end up taking in, and I know right now you're going to say, well, I ain't taking no damn body in. Well, unless they're family. Yeah, I'll take in family or really good friends that I know, but I'm not taking in strangers. Well, I want you to reconsider that for just a moment, and I'm going to show you how you can do that and do it safely in just 1 second. And I'm also going to show you why you're going to want to do that. But think about logistics, because you don't want even your close family or your close friends living up in the house with you and your kids, because that's just going to, I've got a 14-year-old daughter. That ain't going to happen. I'm sorry. I don't give a crap how well I know you. Yeah, you might have saved my ass in Iraq, brother, but you're not living in a house with me and my 14-year-old daughter. There's a barn over there. Make use of it. So that logistics doesn't have to be anything special. I mean, if you've got a well on property, you got the water covered. But the other things that you can't handle on your own, you'll be able to cover through your network, which is number 3. I'll get to that in just a minute. Number 2, you're going to want to start thinking about a black market enterprise, a black market business, a way to create currency for yourself. Because the future is not the American greenback dollar, because if you know anything about the Great Reset, guess what's coming around the corner? That's right, and a cyber attack on the daggone banking industry, the total collapse of that, which is probably going to lead us into a digital one world currency. In essence, you're not going to be able to get the things you want because you're not going to have the sweet ESG score unless you're immediately compliant with the New World Order. So you're going to want a way to kick yourself out of that system and be like, yeah, you know what? F you, One World Order. I've got my own way of creating revenue for myself. Guys, that can be anything. That can be a meat processing center. That can be being able to make clothes and shoes. That can be able to grow food. It can be literally anything. Biodiesel. Being able to make hydrogen gas, which is something I'm looking into. So if you know how to do that, hit me up, okay? Anyways, if it's an energy department, I can build solar generators. Whatever it is, you need to be able to create your own black market business, and you sell that safely through your network. Now, that brings me to number 3. Oh, before I get to 3, think about this for a second. How am I going to pull security, raise a garden and my livestock, and generate a revenue for myself through my black market business? Well, I can't do everything. It's just simply not enough hours in a day. And anybody will tell you, you can't do security and do a good job at it and be a farmer and do a good job at that. I mean, when you're milking old Betsy out there, you're pretty damn occupied, okay? You can't really see what's coming up behind you at the front gate. So it's kind of hard to do all that stuff, right? Well, that's where taking people in comes into play. But how do you do that safely? By making them live with you, with their family. I may not take in that, military-age male that's by himself, but if he shows up with a young wife and a couple kids, yeah, I'll take you in, brother. Why? Because you're going to be more motivated to keep your damn kids alive. That's why. I might not even take in the guy with his young wife, but if he's got kids, because honestly, she might cause problems with some of my guys, but if he shows up and he's got kids, yeah, I'll take you in. You want to know why? Because you're going to be damn motivated to keep them kids and your wife alive. So when you're on guard, you're actually going to be on guard. You're not going to be sitting back with your feet up sleeping, because it's your family that's dependent upon you keeping your ass, keeping everybody alive here, not getting this place overran. A little bit safer, a little bit more trusting of those people. That don't mean I'm going to tell them, expose my network to them. And I'm damn sure not going to tell them how and where I'm getting stuff done from or who I'm communicating with, but I will trust them to sit here, sit at this freaking guard port, put your white rifle that way, anything comes up here, shoot it. Got it? All right. I'll trust them with that. And I might trust them over here working in my meat processing center. All right, guys, I need you to process this hog. That's your job for today, is processing this hog. Have fun, Tiger. So you need to use these people to continue what we call fob tax, pulling the security, generating the revenue, handling the farm business. Oh, hey, I got this. That fence line needs to be cleared over there. Have at it. That is how you're going to utilize these people. And, idle hands is the devil's playground. So if they're working and their family's there, they're going to be a hell of a lot less likely to cause problems for you. Moving along. Number 3. If you need to develop a network, because you will find that you simply cannot do everything. You just don't have the specialties, or you just simply don't have the resources to do it. But it's also a great assistance to your fellow community if you will network with other people. And that's now focusing in the 4 areas of, actual 4 jobs, so to speak. Your medical, your communications, your engineer, and your weapons specialist. So, give you an example. Inside my network, I have a gunsmith. I have a herbal doctor. I have other medical, paramedics, nurses, etc., etc., etc. I also have 2 or 3 engineers. I have several other farmers. I got a lot of stuff in my network, and I'm continuing to grow it every day. I'm finding like-minded people, and hey, come on in the fold here. As soon as I figure out they're like-minded and I think I can trust them, I'm not telling them all my stuff. I'm not telling them the dirty secrets. All I'm doing is bringing them in the network. Hey, did you know that this person makes biodiesel? Did you know that this person over here, so for your tractors, you're going to need to help you with your cattle farm, you need to talk to this person over here. Did you know that that person over there is making solar generators? You're going to probably want that. Hey, did you know that that's an herbal doctor? They're part of our network. You want to be part of us. Now, the fourth step is, how do I connect all this? And that is where communications comes into play. So a VHF net would connect all those people together. So, hey, I need to get food for my guys who are running a little bit low. A good cow would go a good long ways with all. I mean, I've got 20 dudes here, so a cow might just do that. Let me get on the radio. Hey, I need a cow. What do you need in exchange for that? Well, honestly, what I need some biodiesel. Hey, let me call you over. You got some biodiesel in? You sure do. What do you need for that? Well, I need some ammunition. We just shot about, you had a big old firefight last week. Roger that. Hey, you over here, I understand you're making ammo. That's why I brought you into the group. What do you need over there? It's the art of the drug deal. We did a video on that earlier. It's using that art of that drug deal to network and to coordinate, and you can do all of that on your radio and finally get around to getting what you need for your people, right? Also, it's safety in numbers. So my little team here, my little home slate, is now communicating with several other little home slates. I have my guys that are trained up as a quick reaction force that when they get hit, I can send them over there to a mutual aid and help them, because when it's my turn and I'm getting hit, they're going to help me out, right? Secondly, if I get overran here, I have a fallback location, right? I've already established with these guys in advance in an in-person meeting, hey, if I get overran, is it all right if I come here to you guys just till we can take back my area? Yeah, sure, not a problem. Sweet. Likewise, I'm going to help you. If you get overran, you can come to me. Okay, we'll put you up. Now, that's why you want that network so important, and that's why the VHF is so important. The communication is so important, and that will cover anywhere from 15 to about a 30-mile radius of you, right? So if you can get these guys within about a 15 to 30-mile radius of you, you're gold. But that is your community. But you're also going to want to extend outside of that community. You're going to want to be able to reach out, maybe up and all the way up and down that area. For me, the Eastern Seaboard. Well, how am I going to do that? High frequency. Because with the right type of high frequency, I can actually talk all around the world. But I can definitely cover the country, right? Let me explain something to you, gentlemen and ladies. When the time comes and YouTube is no longer how we're able to communicate, I am not just going to shut up and sit down. I got a high frequency radio and I ain't afraid to use it. When the time comes, I'm going to tell you where and how to get a hold of me, and you guys can sit there and listen to me run my mouth on the radio every day at the same day, or however often it is we do it. But because it's a radio and it works two ways, guess what else? Unlike this, and you're having to use email to talk to me, or my phone, you can directly talk to me on high frequency. Well, not only are you able to talk to me, but you're able to talk to other people that are like-minded because they're on this YouTube channel, right? That's right, you're now able to talk to all of them, which means that we're able to network together, share information, and share fallback locations. Hey, y'all get overran in your community, y'all come on down to me, we'll take care of you, right? And we're able to coordinate and organize things, and we're able to use convoy tactics and shift an entire supply line up to you if necessary. We're able to basically build a whole new system, because my area may not be able to generate a large-scale electricity, but your area might just have a nuclear reactor in it. Now, ain't that something? Guys, that is how we're going to end up taking the country back. That and one other very large step that I am not revealing at this moment in time. But that's coming. Coming probably sooner than I want it to come, but it's coming. If you are able to establish that network and be able to protect it and organize and communicate with it, my network communicates every single week at the same date, the same time, because we're getting used to using that radio. We know it's working. We're testing and adjusting and making it work better and more reliable and this, that, and the other. And we know it works, and we're drawing more people in. Now it becomes kind of a hobby, and so it's more likely they're actually going to do it, right? I've had more people stay on than I've had fall away from it. I'll put it to you like that. When you are able to build that, you're able to take back and kick yourself totally out of the system and instead develop a whole new system for yourself, and you can take on a whole lot more that may be coming your way than you realize. Now, that brings me to Tackleberry Solutions, because as simple as this: do you want untrained yahoos protecting you, or do you want trained yahoos protecting you? If you're simply by yourself and you know you're that guy that's in the city or in the suburbs, or hell, you're out here like me and you're still trying to defend your property, well, that's where home defense tactics comes in. And if you're afraid that, you know, ATF or the FBI has already been once to visit you, yeah, you're on that list. You're one of those American freedom-fighting domestic terrorists that they're looking at right now. So first thing I would recommend is relocate. Second thing I'd recommend is learn home defense tactics and build you one. Build you a freaking nightmare for those people, because that's going to do is take their tactics and just jumble it all up and foot launch it right out the damn door, because you took their tactics and put a big old monkey wrench in it. So that's why I would teach it. Anyways, that's where that is. Now, when it comes to training these people to defend your property and to start helping your neighborhood, your community, build that community, that's where the quick reaction force comes in, because you're not only training these guys how to defend your area, but now you're training them to be able to act as a quick reaction force and to flex onto the fight and try to combat that threat before it ever gets to you. You're trying to stop it out there on somebody else's turf before it actually comes to you, and you have to defend them and fight them on your own turf, right? It's better for you to hit them somewhere else than it is right there on your home land. So that's where that quick reaction comes into play. And that's the reason we wrote the manuals the way we did, is because everybody would be on the same SOP. So no matter whether you're working within just your community, and you're trying to, everybody's on the same end, they know this, they all know the same tactics, they all know the same SOP, so the chances of them having some friendly fire is a whole hell of a lot lower. Or whether you're working with your community with a whole other community an hour away, you're still on the same SOP, same tactics, right? Let me give you an example. Let me explain this to you. Whenever I've been through in 4 or 5 units now in my career, 13 years in the military, I was in 5 different units. Every time I went to a new unit, I had to, the first thing out of my mouth was, give me your unit SOPs. Why? Because I knew I needed to know those SOPs, because they did things differently than I did. And I couldn't just go in there and start doing my own damn thing, because I was going to get shot by friendly fire. Because I needed to zig when they zigged instead of zagging when they zigged, right? Now, if I wanted to change it, I thought my tactic was better. Sometimes it wasn't, sometimes it wasn't. I'd come in and, hey, Sergeant, how about we try this? And we would actually try it out training, and I would show them why it was better, and then the SOP would change instead of me just doing my own damn thing, right? Because that way we didn't have a friendly fire incident. Same thing applies here. That's why we wrote the QRF bundle, that's why we wrote the home defense bundle, and that's also why we're writing SEER right now, because some of you guys are going to find yourself in situations where you're going to have to do rescue operations from concentration camps, because that's coming, and or you're going to have to be on the lam. And when that comes, you're going to want SEER. And guys, our SEER manual, there's things in that, like how to conduct rescue operations, you will not find anywhere else in any other SEER manual ever written, because I got them, I read them. I mean, I went through SEER. That's kind of what I do, is I study and research, you know, before I do my own thing, and I take the best of everything, and that's what I use to build our stuff with, plus my own personal experience and tactics I know that work. Thank you guys very much for watching. Y'all have a fantastic day.